So, what is a soulmate? Well, in the Bible, it really defines a soulmate as anybody that you have a almost like a preconditioned connection with to one degree or another. And in many different ways, you can think about this as karma playing out in your life. And a lot of people that are unfamiliar with what karma is just the consequences of what you do and what you say and how you act in existence that creates a ripple effect in time. And so the more quality things that you do, the more good things that you do, you're going to get a certain amount of good karma, right? And karma is different for everybody. We've all made different decisions, we've all made different kinds of choices, but soulmates are not like like it baffles me how sometimes people think that soulmates are like the one, right? There is no one. I don't ever see that ever being the case because biologically we're just not meant for that. There's no one out there. Now, you can have someone that is important in your life. You can have someone that is very meaningful in your life. You can have a soulmate that is a friend or that is, and this is another thing, there's different kinds of soulmates. You can have a soulmate that was a narcissist, right? You can have a soulmate that's a narcissist because that narcissist is supposed to teach you something. And you don't get to you don't have to repeat the lessons of these karmic soulmates or karmic relationships if you learn from the experience. If you learn from the love that it showed you. Sometimes the love was learning how to love yourself in a certain kind of way. And that's going to be very, very natural when you're on retention. I can't tell you over the past year and a month now that I've been on retention, roughly, is that I've had more soulmates that it's almost like the soulmates, like they don't always stick around forever, right? They come in, it's almost like they come in, they teach you a lesson, and then they leave. And they come in and they teach you a lesson and then they leave. And it's a very natural thing. But I've also noticed that it's sometimes really good, especially when you're on semen retention, that it's sometimes really good to just communicate with women, just to communicate with them, just to talk with them. Because you are going to realize that you can still have that feminine energy that you desire and that you actually want as a man without having to have any certain kind of commitment. You're building her up still and you're leading her in a certain way. Like you are still leading the interaction, but you're not, like, you don't even have to want sex from them. You don't even have to want these things from the woman. And you can still get that feminine energy. And that's a very beautiful thing. It's a very innocent thing. It's a very pure thing. And without purity, there's going to be no spiritual progress, right? It has to come from a place of genuine, pure desire. And that'll lift you both up if they so want to be lifted up as well. And similarly with females, I mean, I'm not telling you guys to lead men or women on. That's definitely not the case. I don't want you to do that. But I'm also saying that we don't have to have this gender war, right? We don't have to have this gender war going on, this cold gender war. Like, we can still get along as males and females. Like, we can do that. It's just that in the modern day, women are so bombarded with attention, with all of these different kinds of devices, that it's almost like just to interact with them in a polite way can sometimes, it's not even that you have to be polite, it's just a respectful way. Because that's something that I want to encourage you all to do, is that just treat each other with respect. I mean, it's a team. That, like, we're supposed to be a team. We complement each other. And so you'll be able to understand that sometimes these women in your life, even though you're not, like, maybe yeah, she's attractive, but you're not like looking for a commitment with her. You can still appreciate her. You can still respect her as a human being. You can still acknowledge that if she's working hard and she's doing what she needs to do, like, I can respect that. I have no problem with that. What I do have a problem with is when you start to take me for granted. That's what I don't like. When you start to take me for granted, I really don't like that. Whether you're male or female, I really don't like that. And when you try to when you either try to, it's not even buying my time. It's more like when you try to use my time for something that you're not intending and making that intention clear of. That's what I don't like. But I've also noticed too that, and this is something that I learned before retention, and I think this is going to be something really helpful for men out there. It's that when women play hard to get, there are a couple different reasons for this. And I used to think very negatively about women playing hard to get. I used to think like, what the hell? Like she doesn't want me anymore. Like we were so good like 5 seconds ago, and now what? Like, and I would get insecure. And that was my problem. I don't do that anymore. Now I see that as a bit of a flirting technique. And the reason being is because sometimes this is something I realized through trial and error. And it was like, sometimes playing hard to get, it's about women sometimes being intimidated by you and sometimes feeling as though they're not enough. Like that's what it can come down to. And so what you can do in that situation is to maintain that respect and maintain that sense of frame, because she might be realizing like, oh, there's actually true romantic feelings here, and that's going to freak her out. That's going to freak her out. And this is part of karma playing itself out, right? Like this is part of the soulmate process as well, is that if you actually get to that point with a woman where they're starting to develop genuine feelings, there's going to be some kind of deeper soul connection there in one way or another. And so you'll be able to kind of just feel it out, especially if you're on retention as a man. You'll be able to feel it out and sense that you'll pick it up very naturally of what's going on. All you have to do is not get insecure and angry and keep doing exactly what you have been doing, because obviously if you have been doing that and it's been going well, it's been going okay, and it's just now that there's these feelings that are getting more involved, that things are changing. Honestly, like, it's not a test all the time either. That's another thing that I did wrong in the past, is I would think that it's a shit test or something. It's like, oh, this girl's like going cold on me. Oh, so she thinks she's like better than me? Is that what it is? It's the wrong way to look at it. Don't look at it like that. Don't look at it like that. I made too many mistakes like that, and I lost out on too many opportunities doing that. But now I'm to the point to where I know very well that if I am in a situation where a woman is starting to pretend as though like she doesn't know me or anything like that, I don't get insecure, and I make sure that I can just laugh it off. I can laugh it off and either ignore it and just kind of wait for the anxiety to settle down, or I can just and keep doing my thing. Or if you over pursue almost to a point where you are just kind of showering them with affection, that's not going to look good. It's not going to look too good all the time. It could work on a girl that's very insecure, but I don't think that's really the best way to go about it. It can work, but it doesn't really. I just don't know if that's the best route to take. And so sometimes when women pull back in these relationships, it's not always about you doing something wrong. And that's good. It gives you more time to focus on your purpose. It gives you more time to focus on what needs to get done in your life. It gives you time to, if she doesn't want to come back around, it gives you more time to, if you want to, go talk to other women. It's sometimes a woman is just not ready for you. And that's that. And sometimes women that are watching this, that may be watching this video, sometimes a man just is not ready for you. If he's not direct, if he's not assertive, if he's not letting his intentions be known from the jump, it's going to be unlikely that the relationship will thrive. But this is something that I realized as well, is that if you are intimidating to some degree, like, you don't even have to have like an intimidating presence. It's just that you know what you want and you're willing to go after it. That can be intimidating. And so you have to look and see what kind of things the woman is doing. If she's changing her appearance in a certain way to attract you, or if she's doing certain things to get your attention, or if the guy, for the women that may be watching this, if the guy is doing certain things to try to let his interests be known, because it's not always verbal, right? Like 90% of communication is nonverbal. So body language is saying a lot. It's just, you really just have to be on your shit, and you just really have to know what you're doing. And sometimes that just takes trial and error, and sometimes that takes failure. I had a lot of failures in my time. I struck out for like 3 years straight, like doing shitty things. And I kept trying different things and doing different things. But I would say one thing that really did help was The Art of Seduction by Robert Greene. And it wasn't that I didn't know how to attract women. It was that I didn't know how to keep them, because those are two different things. And same with a woman and a man. If you can attract a lot of different men, but if you don't know how to keep the man, well, then that's a whole nother story. So this is something that you have to be on the lookout for, especially when you are thinking that she's the soulmate, she's my soulmate. Bro, no. Like, calm down. She could be a soulmate, yes. And he could be a soulmate, yes. But it's not, the soulmate isn't exactly what you think it is. The soulmate is all about these karmic lessons. And the soulmate is about showing you what you still need to do and what you can do to elevate yourself. And sometimes you are going to just want that deeper connection. And If you genuinely put yourself on that path, you're going to attract someone like that. And it's as simple as that, really. But I really wanted to put this soulmates thing to, I wouldn't say to rest, but put it into perspective so that the guys out there don't get hung up on one particular girl. You know, maintain that abundance mindset, stay on your grind, and always put God and purpose before your woman. And I would encourage the same thing for women as well. Put God before the man. If you don't put God before the man, then honestly, I wouldn't want anything to do with the woman. Why would I? And if a woman doesn't know how to, like look, I get shit test to some degree. I get the reason for it. I understand why women shit test. And if a girl is able to make me think that I'm not quite sure about where I stand in her eyes, even though she's expressed interest before, one of two things usually happen. Number one is, actually I guess three things. Number one is she's intimidated. Number two is she just is filled with anxiety herself. Like she's overthinking everything and thinking about things that don't really need to be thought about yet. Or number three, she's fucking somebody else. And she doesn't really need you in that way. Like she's getting the attention somewhere. But if she's showed interest in the past and there's an obvious connection there, that's not just going to go away, especially if you're on retention. That's not just going to go away. All right? Like, you are magnetic on retention. You are something and someone that is not like almost anybody else. Why? Because you're not a depleted coomer. And it's really as simple as that. So I hope this message was useful and insightful. And with that being said, I hope everybody has a blessed day and peace be with you. Till next time.